a wounded child. Because now, pills for children. You know that they're lethal. Lives can become such a mess.
Well, pitter patter, let's get the fuck at her. Welcome to the Bullpen Show, the Bull Guy. And today I have Lured by Attraction. I met Lured on TikTok for a while ago, and she had a different name back then. It was Texas Fun Blonde. And it was right around the time that you started getting onto like the adult platforms like OnlyFans and then Clapper and so on and so forth. So but you make a lot of money on these things, right? We were talking about that the other day, just randomly in a conversation, and you said a number, and my jaw hit the ground. But why don't I let you introduce yourself before we get further into this, and tell us a little bit about what you do on social media.
Yeah. Hi, I am Lured by Attraction, Texas Fun Blonde, formerly. I have been doing this for about, what did I say? Was it 2021? I think 2021, so about 4 years now. Is that right?
Jesus.
I have it in my note now. But anyways, yeah, it's been a minute. I think it was at the end of COVID because I had taken a lot of time for myself at the beginning of COVID because, oh my God, everything.
You good?
No, I'm not. I was not ready for that. But yeah, at the beginning of COVID, I was, staying on track. I was working on getting my license for work, my career, and I was more or less staying home and really trying to focus on my goals. And I think one of the things towards the end of COVID, I was, getting restless, but I didn't necessarily want to go and get in trouble in the real world. So I started TikTok, and I had an OnlyFans for a minute, but I didn't know what I was doing, obviously. But I did get some traction, and then once TikTok kind of started, the the live, I honestly didn't even know the live feature on TikTok until forever, and so I don't know why this is dead now. I hope it's not dead. But anyways, yeah. So once I started going live on TikTok, that's when a lot of people started following me. So I didn't really know all the rules and stuff. So a lot of it kind of came full force, and then I, lose counts and all that fun stuff. But I am
No,
going on a ramble right now. Sorry, I just went
it's
for
okay.
probably
No.
2 minutes.
No. That's good. I mean, so I remember when you had the Texas Fun Blonde, and then you had 15 accounts because you kept getting banned on there because all you were doing was trying to cross promote, and you didn't say anything that you shouldn't have said
No,
or do
I was getting banned because I was having too much fun on TikTok, and it wasn't
well, at one
until
point.
2 years
Yeah.
ago I started the Clapper. 3 years, 2 years, whatever the case may be,
I think it
2 years.
was 3 years. 3 years
No, on
ago, I think.
TikTok I started 2021. It was
Right.
Clapper I started 2023, the end of 2023. So not
So
even a year and a half.
yeah, and you were getting in trouble on TikTok because you pushed the limits, and then you went over to Clapper. Now at Clapper, you were able to be a little
A little bit
bit more outgoing.
risky.
We'll call it outgoing, right? So, um, but then
Which
how did you
I
monetize that?
Yeah, a lot of it, and I think this one came a little bit more natural as far as me going live because as soon as I started, I didn't know a lot about Clapper, but I did end up meeting some friends. But a lot of times I was just being on my own, and people kind of found me and gravitated to me because of my fun nature. And I think that one, again, I still have my same account. I've got over 40,000 followers. I feel like that one really took off, and I've made more on Clapper than I have on OnlyFans in, just a course of a year and a half. So I think,
Jesus.
again, it's kind of mixed the two together where like OnlyFans is really outdated. You go live and I got kicked off. I felt like it was just like it's more of a hub of my content that sits there versus like the live shit, which I feel like I really do well at.
So it's more like the book of you know what, or a blank book, and it's not like a streaming platform. So, I
Going on.
mean, that's it's pretty entertaining. Okay, so let me think here. So you go and do your live things, and I mean, obviously it's monetized, right? Or else you wouldn't be doing this, right? So
Right.
what kind of drove you to the monetization of this? Like what was the driving factor that you were like, you know what, I'm gonna go do this? Was this out of a need for like money? Was this a thing for like you just wanted to do it to do it? Um this was
Yeah, I
just
mean, to prove to
sexual.
myself, I think I, got on these apps and I was watching other people and I realized like it's how you approach it and you've got to be different and not like do what everyone else is doing. But I feel like there's parts of it that you have to follow the rules and you have to do, the things that everyone else is doing to actually make it worth your time. So yeah, for me, I do put time limits on it if I'm not making money, if I know how much I make in the real world and really like kind of balance the two out. Like if I spend hours on end and I'm not getting any benefit out of it, it's not as fun as it is whenever you're rolling in and having fun and your main goal is to get to D&D so then you could do things that you can't necessarily do and you're just on live.
Until a wounded child becomes now built for children. You know that they're leading so much, give me consciousness.
Well, I don't know why it keeps playing the intro. Thank you, Carl, for fucking shit up, Carl. Anyway, so Carl, I don't know
Hmm.
why you keep hitting buttons, Carl, but anyway, so you were talking about like the main goal was to get to D&D, and I kind of want to save that for like installment too. But for right now, like let's talk about like what drove you to that. Like I know you said you wanted to prove it to yourself to do that, but was there any other factor? I mean, obviously money was a factor, right? Like that was
Hmm.
something that you thought of. So was it the monetization on like so you had OnlyFans first. So what made you say, "Yeah, I'm going to do this?" Like was feet not an option? I'm
No,
kidding.
I didn't do feet, no.
I'm
I could
glad.
have, but
Probably. You probably
pedicures
make a
take
lot of money.
forever. But yeah, no, I think each platform's got a specific need and I guess are easier to gain your followers, I guess. So when you're on OnlyFans, you're not necessarily gaining followers when you're going live, but you do have people going over there to buy content. I think with Clapper, it's kind of a balance of posting your videos up on the FYP and going live. And then like there's this huge network of groups that you join that, you try to gain people's interest. And I think that was where a lot of it helped gain more followers versus TikTok, where it's like unless you're on the, you know, battling or, a top creator that gains a lot of interest just
Well,
based off of
hold
the
on.
FYP algorithm stuff. I don't know.
To be fair though, when you first started going on TikTok, I found you on the For You page. That
That
was where
was
I found
before.
you, and it was funny because, like, I remember scrolling through, and you were sitting there drinking Fireball,
Oh
and,
yeah.
um, you had, like, this horrible song on in the back, and I'm like, at least
Hope
and I
it.
was at that those days, I just kinda, like, trolled around, made my videos, tried to make people laugh, go live on Sundays, but I remember going in and I was like, "Play the Whisper song," and then, like, that was it. From then on out, like, anytime you were in the garage, it was always that, "Pour some sugar on me,"
Yep.
and then
Step one, step two, step three. Have a good time.
Right. And you were like, look, if we're not gifting or we're not tapping, I'm not doing shots. I remember that.
Yep.
And and then
10,000.
you would go, right, 10,000 taps. You do a shot. But then, we would go live together on TikTok, and I never did any of the other platforms. Like, I am not on Clapper at all. I'm not on,
You stop there.
some of the, yeah, like, I stopped at TikTok, right? Like, I hated social media. Like, I really didn't want to be on social media ever, right? Like, I thought it was the stupidest thing that I was banned from, Facebook for God knows how long, forever. And
Facebook?
yeah, I'm permanently banned from Facebook.
Oh,
Um, I had an Instagram because that's what the person I was dating had, that and had Snapchat. Like, that was my introduction. Like, I had MySpace back in the day, but I
yeah.
didn't have, like, Facebook was like, it was a way to find parties in college. And then after that, I was like, I don't fucking use this. So
Yeah.
now it's become something different. But the reason TikTok, like, I connected on that was I went through a breakup with that vegan liberal. I said it, and it was the dumbest thing I could have done. But I got on TikTok one night drunk. I wasn't even paying attention. I thought I was making a video, and then like, across the screen came some horrible shit, and I'm like, "What?" And then they're like, "Are you Muslim?" And I'm like, I'm not
What?
saying any of that, like, but I didn't realize that it was people talking. I was just looking at it, thinking I was recording a video, and I'm like, I'm saying X, and it's coming up,
You're
"Are you
hot.
Muslim?" Like, completely different. So, and then I realized I was live, right? So, like, my live experience and the way it went that way was a different story. But
Yeah.
your rise was, you started with OnlyFans. You got on TikTok. TikTok kept being restrictive of you. There was a couple of times you got banned legitimately. I mean, to be
Oh
fair,
yeah. Oh yeah. No, I got away with too much. I felt like for
but
at
that
the
was the
beginning of
goal.
it, like that's things that I can't do now, even over on the other platforms. Like there's certain things that I'm just like, I don't know how I was able to have that for so
Well,
long
but that's the thing though. Back then, it was the Wild West.
on that though, because it's like all you see now are battles or promotion. You have to promote something. I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Well, I mean, there are still videos there as well. I mean, and I generate revenue off of content on there. So,
Oh
like, I
yeah.
post a video, it gets to a certain amount of following, views, likes, shares.
Okay.
I make money off of that, and I sell things on the TikTok shop. I have my
Yeah.
clothing line and stuff like that. So, like,
Need how to
I
do more of
branded
that,
it out.
but be
Well,
be more appropriate.
I'll listen. I'll get you in touch with the clothing with Jaco Drip, and it would be great. I mean, they could put a whole clothing line for you. Um, we can put all of your socials in a QR code, I guess. Then they
Mhm.
just scan. You could be walking by with like hot pants, and they just take us.
I mean, I make stickers of my QR codes for my resale
There
company,
you
but
go.
that's kind of the same thing. Like if I had a link tree, it'd be the same way. I
Right,
just do
fair.
it.
Yeah, but this is on the clothes, so like, you're wearing
Oh
your,
yeah.
like, Texas Fun Blonde. We're just using that
Mhm.
because the name kind of like died out, but that's
Yeah.
how I know you. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah. So I mean,
Be front in the back, or lured in the front and front in the back, or front in the back and lured in the whatever the
one
back.
of one of the two, poker in the back, slicker in the front. I don't know, whatever the hell the saying goes.
Hey, I
But
was doing stickers and stuff like that, buttons before. It has all Texas Fun Blend on it. So I'd
oh
actually
well,
give that stuff out to my followers, like my main followers. So one of the guys that has followed me since the beginning, he like still has some of the things that I sent him in a care package.
oh wow, okay.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I went above and beyond. Sorry, I've got like my string in my dress. Okay, it's out of the way. It's just literally showing. Okay,
I mean,
look at
this would have been a great blooper reel edit.
my bad.
Oh no,
I had to
it's good.
travel and find it. I jumped
No,
out.
you're fine. You're fine. I mean, look, I'm just saying because you heard the on the mic. That's all.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's like that ASMR lives, which are
Yeah.
horrible. No, but anyway, so like,
Yeah.
OnlyFans just didn't cut it for you. Like, what would you say like your best month on that platform then would be?
Oh shit. I mean, there was, you know, over 1,000. I couldn't tell you. Like there's like few videos that have produced a lot of generate a lot of money over the course of a couple years, but it was like mostly just people buying like asking for content, and I'm able to send it. But the thing is, you have to tag everybody in your videos, and it's like there's certain things that you just can't do on OnlyFans.
What do
So
you
I
mean
feel like
tag everybody in the
in your
video?
videos,
What do you
like
mean you have to
I can't share videos that I have other people in that I haven't gotten permission from. So then what I do, I chop it up and I share it other ways. Or
Gotcha.
like,
I
I share it
understand.
on other areas.
I gotcha. Okay, so like, if you're with your partner and you're going to town and you're like, this would make a great video. So like, I guess what?
I mean,
So you
Pete
were single.
tags. So anything with Pete, I can tag, but it's like
Well, yeah,
anybody, anything
I get,
else, like
I
if
get
all my
Pete, but
friends, I'm like, oh, I gotta tag them.
how many friends do you have in these videos?
I don't. That's what I'm saying. I can't do that.
But you want to.
I could. I mean, I got other things.
Well, make sure you follow her socials, at the bottom there if you're interested. Um, but okay, so I guess here's my question though, because I know you have a professional day job and you do that and then you do
A
this and
career.
a
Yes.
career, yes. So how do you balance that? Like, are you afraid that they're going to find out?
Every day. I've had a point where Crazy X had my stickers, which have my at username, and stuck it up on my employee's door one morning, and someone had taken them down and took a picture and sent them to me, and she's like, is this supposed to be up there? And I'm like, oh god. I was like, no. I was just like, what the fuck, dude? And then yeah, that's the only thing. There's been a few weird instances where like people I knew that didn't know it was me was following me on my Instagram or something, and I don't know, it's gotten to that point where I'm like, okay, my son's getting older. Like at some point, I've got to be I have to be cautious. I,
So when will you hang up the proverbial you called it D&D, like the D&D like coat?
I mean, I think I'm getting there. So there's certain points where I'm like, okay, if I have I just switched my OnlyFans to paid, so it's not free anymore. So not just anybody can join. So I think there's certain areas there where I'm like, okay, I can continue this account, but probably not the TikToks, and just like that's how I separated to like Texas Sun Blonde, which was getting a little crazy over on that side. So I was like, okay, there's certain things where I'm like, I'd be okay with him following like maybe now if I clean up a new one or something, but it's just like I don't want to have that connection to the other side.
No, I mean, I get it. I get it. And that's kind of where I was going with that was like, because like in the beginning, you're thinking about like, hey man, like I need to make money or I want money, I need more money, I want to go
Yeah.
on vacation,
Yeah. You're a
whatever.
little riskier.
Right. You're a little more, you're taking that entrepreneurial shit. But at what point do you say, okay, like, was it a dollar amount? Was it a certain thing that you're like, I'm going to stop at this point here? Like,
It's adding to my income. Yeah. There are certain things that I'm like, okay, I want to make this much this year. And then like there's certain bills that I try to be like, okay, I've made this much already this month. So there's certain things that I do try to monetize,
no, I get that, but I'm
if I
saying,
can
when do you cut
cover
it
my
off?
bills.
When are you going to say, you know what, I'm going to retire. I'm going
I
to
don't
stop
think
this. You don't
there's
think
a
you're just going to keep going?
I mean, that's what I said. Like, I'm doing less lives now, and I'm going to be building up more content. So it's like it's still going to be there. It's never going to be gone. But
Okay. Well, I mean, because when you shared like some of the numbers, like I think one of the numbers you shared was like almost 30,000 in a month. Did I read that right?
no,
Was that? No, I
that's
didn't
not
read
me.
that right.
No, 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 that's not me.
Uh,
I don't
hold
make
on.
30,000 in a month. No, I've made a total, like, I am not that crazy. Like, there are some people that are like that. Like, I don't spend that much time and hustle that hard. I just try to have fun, and it happens. But I literally haven't had even a one-on-one until here recently. Like, these things don't come naturally to me.
Well, I mean, you're saying total 13 grand from OF from the free
15 clapper, is it 5 on fam, and
on
then
fam. So
whatever
I
else.
mean, that's 30. That's
People send me more
30,000.
money directly than anything. I mean, I
Oh,
couldn't.
okay. So this is over the court. This isn't per month. I thought that was per month.
No, 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 no,
Oh
no.
wow. Okay, but even still, that's 30,000. That's a fucking down payment on a house. That's a car.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you would
I mean
know,
it.
and this is since 2021. So in 4 years, this is literally a I mean, it is a second income. In today's economy, you kind of have to,
Oh yeah.
you know,
I mean it's paying way more than. I mean, I can't stop at this point. Is what I'm saying. I'm like trying to just figure out how to continue it, but on a less of a hour. I don't know. Like, I can spend all night being on and it not, be productive, because I then the next day, I'm feel like shit. Like, there's
well,
certain
I
times where I'm like, okay, it's bringing on more negative than it is positive at this point. But
I mean,
I,
I definitely know those nights of like I stay on TikTok and I'm up for
hmm
like 8, 9, 10 hours like on a weekend, and like by Sunday I'm like, oh, I just gotta
I
crash.
got,
But
but I actually got a job to do the next day. Like,
right, like because yeah, it's real. There's real life too. So
mhm.
I guess my question: what would you ever go into like a more of like a managerial kind of role in this, or do you want to stay active like that? Like if there was a way where you
Oh
could
yeah.
be, like overseeing a couple of like starting like a management company for it, where like you manage their accounts and do all this stuff behind the scenes, but you're still doing it because you know how to do it. But instead of being on camera, instead of building up the content, so that this
Oh yeah.
way, okay, so
Yeah,
more
so
like a
that's what I'm doing with the Bad Mom. So, Bad Moms I started because,
and bad
I
moms
wanted
is where.
I mean, she's on Clapper, she's on Fanbase. I mean, those are the platforms that have groups that then connect and reshare out, the lives and stuff. But for me, it's like that's my platform to start branching out to more promoting and being, the live host, for other people, because I get to that point where, people are following me because of what I do, and I don't necessarily want to, like you said, it's
So you're
exhausting being
building a
on
brand.
live. Yeah.
Right. No, like I mean, trust me, like 5, 6 Red Bulls, like my cardiologist is gonna have
Mhm.
a fucking field day with me.
Yeah.
Um, but
I don't know. It's hard to make those connections, but when you make them, it's a good feeling. But it's exhausting that way too. I mean, it's just like sharing the lives. Figured out once you start doing one system, it's like, well, now you can't share the links anymore, or you can't do this anymore. Like, okay, so now what is everyone else doing? It's just kind of like
right.
trying to keep up with the rules and regulations, and really trying to still have that connection, which I feel like it's a lot more hustle than anything. I think
Well, I mean,
there's a good mix of it. I feel like there are ones that are there to make money, and then the ones that are just there to have fun and meet new friends. And
well, I can see people using it like an outlet, right?
hmm
Like the swinger community kind of thing. Like, oh, like I don't have to actually leave the house, but I could do this. It was COVID, blah blah blah. Okay, I get
hmm
it. Um, but it brings up a good point
I mean,
because
it's
like
convenient.
it is, yeah, shit, if I was in better shape and didn't, wasn't 9/16 of an inch, maybe I would do it. But at the end of the
Yeah,
day, yeah,
closed
yeah,
in a D&D with like 9 boxes one time. I was like, okay, this is pretty cool.
I have no idea what the fuck you just said. What do you mean? You had 9 people in boxes like we have on TikTok,
Yeah,
and
well,
then
yeah,
you went into D
we
and D
all
with
locked.
9 people.
Yeah, there's a few couples, some singles, and then
Oh, so this is like an orgy.
I mean, by the end of it, once you lock, yeah.
Well, I hope there's a way that they keep young kids out of that, because that's interesting. Anyway, Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, you learn
Well,
something
now
new
that
every
it's like
day.
the second most popular app, it's gonna be harder, obviously, but that's why you've got to get in there sooner than later.
Okay, fair. I mean, I get it. I get it.
But it takes you till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning sometimes.
Uh, so okay, so you want to eventually move more. I mean, no, no, I get it. I get like, see, but like you're so my platforms, like I do the men's mental health, I do the comedy, I do all that good shit. I don't really sit there and try to, um, like it's monetized, but it's not like I'm sitting there like, okay, guys, let's go.
Yeah.
I usually just try to have fun. So
Yeah. Take it.
that,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I do on that
Sorry.
platform.
I shouldn't be moving around. I'm trying not to, but
I mean, it's a podcast. You can do whatever
oh
the hell
fuck.
you want. I mean, within the limitations of this platform, that's how that goes.
Sorry.
Um, but so anyway, so
Yes. Anyways,
you're trying to move more towards like a management style, like empire, almost like a network, like what we have kind of here. Like
marketing,
instead of
promoting.
yes, more of running and overseeing and creating like almost like a limited liability corp, like a little LLC where you just a management company versus actually creating content for
Yeah.
that. But then that allows you to
Exactly.
create the content you want to, like how to
Right.
start this or how to be successful in this business and
Right.
things like that.
And I think
I
starting
mean,
the YouTube channel will help too, because people do that.
yeah,
Sorry, I need to change my lights real quick. 'Cause it's my window curtain.
I'm just
Okay.
leaving it record at this point. But
Okay, sorry.
no, you're fine. You're fine. So no, you're good. It is what it is. So with uh with everything that's going on, um moving towards a management, so you want to move more into a management role versus actually performing. So with that being said, why don't we dive into more of the performing and the management portion at another juncture when we have you back for next week, and then we could talk more about how you're putting together a business plan for somebody who might be interested in doing this to help navigate, and maybe they could even reach out to you in the future.
Of course, yeah. If y'all just follow my socials, reach out and we'll talk next time.
Well, listen, I had a blast. I there was a lot of funny moments. Pete coming in his fucking mankini was great. So let's go ahead and I want to thank everybody for
Yes.
listening in. Lured by Attraction, thank you so much for being here. We'll definitely
Thank
have you
you.
back next week, and we'll do installment number 2 of the rise of OnlyFans. So with that being said, remember you're fucking amazing. Tomorrow's a better day with you in it, and keep on keeping on. And we'll see you soon, guys. Carl, hit that fucking button. Hit the button.